Darren decides to leave Erinsborough. Neighbours on BBC One at 1:40.
These 5 people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Hello, welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against arguably the greatest quiz team in Britain. You might recognise them as they've won some of the finest quizzes in the country. Please welcome our dream team.
Hi, my name is Judith Keppel and I was the first person in Britain to win £1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hello, I'm Kevin Ashman and I currently hold the record for the highest ever score on Mastermind.
Hi, I'm CJ Demouy. I've been a winner on 15 to 1, 100% and beat the nation.
Hello, I'm Daphne Fowler. I've been taking part in TV quizzes for a quarter of a century now and I'm on the grand final of 15 to 1 twice.
Hello, I'm Chris Hughes, still International Mastermind, and I never got a question wrong on the weakest link.
Well, taking on the might of the Eggheads today are the Payper Roses from West Sussex. They all work together in the pay department of the Inland Revenue and have been quizzing as a team at the Inland Revenue Social Club for the last 3 years. Why don't we meet them?
Hi, I'm Andrea, I'm 41 and I'm a payroll analyst.
Hi, I'm Paul, I'm 29 and also a payroll analyst.
Hi, I'm Nikki, I'm 23 and I'm a pensions examiner.
Hi, I'm Simon, I'm 31 and I'm a payroll clerk.
Hello, I'm Kate, I'm 52 and I'm a payroll clerk.
Every day there's £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers. However, if they fail to defeat our Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to the next show. So, challengers, the Eggheads have won the last 12 games in a row, so now £13,000 says you can't beat them. And the first step on the road to gaining that £13,000 is by winning our first head-to-head challenge, and I can tell you that's on the subject of science. Who wants to play, Payper Roses?
Si.
I think it's myself.
Yeah,
okay,
let's go for it.
I think it's going to be myself.
OK, Simon, who do you want to play against?
Yeah, we're going to go for CJ.
Simon against CJ. Now, CJ, a patchy record. Lost your last one.
And that means I'm due for a win then, surely.
Good, yes. Yes, very good logic there, CJ, and we get to see that CJ logic while he's in the question room, don't we? Simon, CJ, please head there now to ensure there's no conferring. OK then, Simon, CJ knows this, but he's probably forgotten anyway. I'll ask each of you 3 multiple-choice questions on science in turn. Whoever answers the most correctly will be the winner, naturally enough. And Simon, your choice before we start. Would you like to go first or second?
I would like to go first.
OK then, Simon, best of luck. Your first question on science. Which word is used to describe horses that are golden with a silvery white mane and tail? Is it palomino, Arab or piebald?
Right. Well, I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of piebald as a horse, which may be a good or bad thing, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if it's palomino, so I think I'm going to go for the obscure one in my mind and go for piebald. OK. Judith?
Palomino. Piebald's black and white, kind of gypsy-like horse.
Well, Simon, it's the wrong answer, I'm afraid. Bad start for you. It's palomino is the right answer, as we heard from Judith there. So nothing on the board yet, but neither CJ. If he gets this wrong, it'll stay all square. CJ, the substance called royal jelly is produced by which creatures? Royal jelly, is it produced by bees, wasps or ants?
It's by bees, I think.
Royal jelly is, of course, produced by bees, which means it's 1-0 to you, CJ. Simon, let's see if you can get a point on the board now with this one. In the natural world, what is a prickly pear? Is it a cactus, a fungus or a vine, a prickly pear?
Right. I have heard of the name of prickly pear, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't a fungus. So I'm worried that cactus is a bit too obvious with the prickly part. No, I think I'm going to go for cactus.
Good man, yes. Don't worry about the obvious. It's the right answer. Yes, the prickly pear is cactus. Well done. So, first point to you then, Simon. Excellent. If CJ gets this wrong, it'll stay 1-1. The science called limnology is the study of which natural geographical features? Limnology. Is it the study of mountains, lakes, or oceans?
I don't think it's mountains. I think it's got something to do with water, but I can't remember if I'm not sure if it's lakes or oceans. Oceans must be oceanography. I'll go for lakes.
It's the right answer, CJ. Yep. 2-1 to you, which means, Simon, you've got to get this one right to stay in the game, as you well know. What does the letter L represent in the scientific acronym LASER? Is it light, length, or lithium?
Right. I think, again, the one that seems to be jumping out is light. I'm just a bit worried about lithium.
Laser.
I think I am going to plump with what I thought originally, and on my head be it, but I'm going to go for light.
OK, going for light. Paper roses, do you think he's right?
Oh, I hope so.
You hope so. You hope everyone's right. But is this one right? If not, I'm afraid Simon will be eliminated from the contest. The letter L in laser stands for light. Yes, it's the right answer. And if CJ gets this wrong, we go to sudden death. What was the first name, CJ, of the astronomer after whom the Hubble telescope was named? Is it Edwin, Ralph, or Basil?
Edwin.
Edwin, it's the right answer. CJ, you've won. Simon, you've been beaten by our Egghead. As a result, you won't be able to help your team in the final round, I'm afraid. CJ, Simon, please come back and join your teams. After the first round, the challengers have lost one brain. From the final round, the Eggheads haven't lost any, of course. Our next subject is geography. Who wants to play then, Paper Roses? Anyone but Simon?
It's going to be me, Dermot.
OK, Paul, who are you going to play against? Anyone you like except CJ?
Let's go for Judith.
Judith. OK, then, let's have Paul against millionaire winner Judith in the question room to play on geography. OK, then, Paul, let's see if you can do a little bit better than Simon. Would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go second, please, Dermot.
Change of tactics there. Paul's elected to go second, so it's your first question on geography, Judith. Addenbrooke's Hospital is a historic institution in which English city? Addenbrooke's Hospital. Is it in Cambridge, Oxford, or Exeter?
That's in Cambridge.
Cambridge is the right answer, yes. Addenbrooke's Hospital is situated there. So, one down. Paul, Sofia is the capital city of which European country? Is it Hungary, Poland, or Bulgaria? Sofia.
Sofia. Well, it's not Hungary, because that's Budapest, and it's not Poland, because that's Warsaw. So by natural elimination, it's got to be Bulgaria.
I like it, Paul. I like it even more because it is, of course, the right answer, so that makes it 1-1. OK, Judith, your second question. The ruins of the Labyrinth, the home of the Minotaur in Greek myth, are a feature of which Greek island? Kos, Rhodes, or Crete?
I think they're in Crete.
It's the right answer, Judith. 2-1 to you. Back to you, Paul. The Sargasso Sea, thought to be the breeding ground of eels, is a region of which ocean? Is it the Atlantic, the Pacific, or the Indian?
I think it's not the Indian Ocean. So that leaves me either the Atlantic or the Pacific. I am going to go for Pacific.
The Sargasso Sea is actually a region of the Atlantic. Judith, well, yeah, 2-1 up, this one to win it. The US presidential retreat, Camp David, is located in which US states? Is it Georgia, California, or Maryland?
I think it's Maryland. Definitely not California. I think it's Maryland. don't really know, actually.
Chris?
Yep, Maryland.
The answer is Maryland. Correct answer, Maryland. Camp David is there, which means, Paul, unfortunately, because you elected to go second with only one on the board, I don't get to ask you a third question. It's 3-1. You've been beaten by Judith. As a result, you also won't be playing in that final round for the £12,000. Would you both please come back and join your teams here? Well, Payper Roses turning out to be paper tigers at the moment. I'm afraid you've lost 2 brains from the final round, whilst the Eggheads have lost none of theirs. So we move on to our next head-to-head subject. Let's see if you can take out an Egghead on this one. It's food and drink. Who wants to play? Andrea, Nikki or Kate?
I'll give that a go.
It's going to be you, Andrea. And who would you like to play against? Chris, Daphne or Kevin?
We'll go for Chris.
So, Andrea and Chris, please make your way to the question room. Andrea, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Chris, your first question. In Italian cuisine, what are porcini? Are they mushrooms, olives or onions?
I have an idea, they're mushrooms.
Porcini are mushrooms, yes, is the right answer. Chris with 1 on the board there. Right, Andrea, your first question then. In Japanese cuisine, temaki and nigiri are examples of what? Rice wine, sushi or noodle?
Not my favourite food. I'm drawn towards sushi, but I'm not sure why. I think I'll stick with sushi.
OK. Fans of Japanese cuisine amongst the other Payper Roses?
Not really, no. Not really, no.
They're all very glad, Andrea, that you're there and not one of them. And I'm glad too, because you've given me the right answer. Sushi, temaki and nigiri are examples of sushi. OK, so that's 1-1. Chris, your second question. What foodstuff provides the basis of the Middle Eastern dish of falafel? Is it chickpea, pine nut or maize?
It's not maize, that's New World. I don't think it's pine nuts, because there's not enough for us to be the basis of a staple dish like falafel, so it's chickpeas.
Chickpeas is the right answer, Chris. It's 2-1 to you. OK then, Andrea, here's your second question. Which herb traditionally forms the basis of a pesto sauce? Is it coriander, basil or thyme?
I don't think it's coriander. Again, I'm drawn to basil. I think I will go with my instincts and say basil.
OK. Payper Roses?
I think it's basil, but yeah. I'm always proved wrong occasionally. Yeah.
Not this time, Paul, it's basil. Instincts proving right yet again, Andrea. There we are, 2-2. Everyone getting everything right in this round, which is good to see. Chris, your third question. Milk, vodka, and which other alcoholic drink are used to make a White Russian cocktail? Milk, vodka, and what? Is it Kahlua, Advocaat, or Drambuie?
Now you've got me here. I don't think it's Kahlua, because that would stain it a rather nasty dark brown colour. And I think Drambuie would fight with the vodka. So, a pure guess, Advocaat.
Eggheads?
I think it's Kahlua, because I worked very briefly in a bar when I was at university, and I think somebody asked for one.
Just the once, blew the grant on it. Chris, to get your first one wrong and to give Andrea a real chance of stealing the round, the answer is Kahlua, not Advocaat. Andrea, well, if you get this question right, you've won the head-to-head. Which dish inspired by the cuisine of China was first made popular in August 1896 in New York City? Is it Peking duck, chop suey or chow mein?
I don't actually remember being around in 1896.
Pity you can't ask Chris.
I think I'm going to say chow mein, because that's quite a popular thing. I think it's been around a little while. Yep, chow mein.
Is that your answer, Andrea?
It is.
Eggheads?
Chop suey, I think.
Chop suey is, I'm sure, is an American version of Chinese food.
Yeah, it's the wrong answer, Andrea. I'm afraid it's chop suey. So getting that one wrong, Andrea, means, of course, that you've let Chris off the hook. We go to sudden death. Chris, in Germany, Mittagessen is the name for a meal eaten at which time of day?
Same time of day as tiffin. Mittag means literally midday, so it's a midday meal. Lunch.
Yeah. Yeah, Mittagessen is the name for a meal eaten at lunchtime is the right answer. So straight back to you then, Andrea, once again to stay in the game. What kind of confectionery, taking its name from a French word for nut, is made of sugar, honey and roasted nuts?
The only thing I can think of that's made from nuts is marzipan.
Payper Roses? I think she's right.
I think it could be nougat.
Yeah, it came from Paul. It's the wrong answer, Andrea. I'm afraid it's nougat. Oh dear, Andrea, you were so close there. We really do need to get a few more of you Payper Roses into that final round. There's £13,000 at stake, of course, but unfortunately you're not going to be part of the team playing for it. So Andrea and Chris, please come back and join your teams. As it stands, the challengers have lost 3 brains from the final round, whilst the Eggheads haven't lost any. Let's see if we can change that a bit. Our next subject is sport. So, Nikki or Kate, which one of you wants to play against Daphne or Kevin?
I'll go for that one.
OK, Nikki, Daphne or Kevin then?
Kevin, yeah. I'll go for Kevin.
OK, then, Nikki against Mastermind Kevin. Let's see how you do on sport. Please take your positions in the question room. OK, then, Nikki, would you like to go first or second?
I think I'll go first, please, Dermot.
Here we go, it's sport, your first question. Which footballer missed a penalty against Germany in Euro 96? Was it Stuart Pearce, Gareth Southgate or David Platt?
Okay, I know 2 of them, it's just depending on which competition it was. I remember Gareth Southgate lost the most recent one, but I think that was probably Euro 2000. So I think I'm going to go for Stuart Pearce.
OK. Payper Roses?
I wish you stuck with Southgate.
It's Gareth Southgate.
Yeah, I think you talked yourself out of it there, Nikki. It's Gareth Southgate missed the penalty in Euro 96. It was Stuart Pearce in the World Cup of 1990. So nothing there for you. Kevin, your first question. In August 2002, which jockey broke Peter Scudamore's record for the most career wins as a national hunt jockey? August 2002, was it Tony McCoy, Charlie Swan or Adrian Maguire?
It's Tony McCoy.
Kevin, you've given me the right answer, which means you're 1-0 in the lead, I'm afraid, for you, Nikki. So really must try and get this one right. Which country, Nikki, won the most medals at the 2002 Commonwealth Games in Manchester? Was it England, Canada or Australia?
I don't think it was England. I think we were a 3rd or something. I know it was between Canada and Australia. And something is drawing me towards Australia. I'm not sure if it's just the size of the relative country. I think I'm going to go for Australia.
OK. Willing you on here. You talked yourself out of the last one. The answer is Australia. It's all those swimmers. That's it. Well done. They won the most medals at the 2002 Commonwealth Games. I think it really would have been curtains if you got that one wrong. Here's your second question, Kevin. Who became World Superbike champion in 2003? Was it Carl Fogarty, Troy Bayliss or Neil Hodgson?
I think it's Neil Hodgson. Carl Fogarty was the sort of great British one of the 90s and right up to around the turn of the century. He won it a few times. Troy Bayliss is an Australian and has won it recently, but I think Neil Hodgson won it last year. Got it back for Britain.
Neil Hodgson, it's the right answer, Kevin, so puts you 2-1 in the lead, which means, as I'm sure you worked out, Nikki, you've got to get this one right to stay in the game. In which American sport was Yogi Berra a famous player and coach? Is it basketball, ice hockey, or baseball?
I can't say my American sports is that good. I'm not saying that my English sport is that good either. The only one I'm drawn to, but I think that's just the stereotypical American sport, is baseball. I think I'm just going to take a stab in the dark and go for baseball.
Baseball. Paper Roses?
I think she's right.
Pretty sure it's baseball.
I hope she hasn't made a boo-boo with that answer.
I'm going to ask about that. Yes, baseball is the right answer, Nikki. You didn't talk yourself out of it again. Well done. You're still in the game. Yogi Berra, I mean, is this where Yogi Bear the cartoon came from?
Yes, apparently. Didn't he try and sue them for using his name? I mean, he was the original Yogi Berra, and then they did the cartoon afterwards.
And you know, he also came up with a phrase, famous phrase, it ain't over till it's over. Yeah, which very much applies to this game, because Nikki, by the skin of her teeth, is hanging on. But Kevin, to win the round, you've got to answer this question. If you don't, we go to sudden death. In 2003, Christian Olsen became world champion in which athletics event? Is it triple jump, long jump, or high jump in 2003?
It's triple jump.
I can tell you that is the right answer. Oh dear. 3-2. Good fight, Nikki, but again, not to be, I'm afraid. You won't be playing for that £13,000 either in the final round. Kevin will be in that final round. Will you both please come back and join your teams? So this is what we've been playing towards. It's time for the final round, which as always is general knowledge, but I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads will not be allowed to take part in this round. So Andrea, Paul, Nikki and Simon from the Paper Roses, would you please leave the studio? OK then, just you left, Kate, and you're playing to win the Paper Roses £13,000. Judith, Kevin, CJ, Daphne and Chris, all the Eggheads, you're playing for something which money can't buy, the Eggheads' reputation. And this time the questions are, as you know, all general knowledge. You are allowed to confer, which I suppose only goes for you, Eggheads. Paper Roses, or Kate, the question is your one brain better than the Eggheads' 5? On this occasion, it just might be. Kate, would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please, Dermot.
Here we go. Best of luck. £13,000. Before it was converted into an art gallery, what was the Musée d'Orsay in Paris? Was it a railway station, a cathedral, or a factory?
It wasn't a cathedral. The Gare d'Orsay seems to ring a bell, which would indicate railway station, but I'm not sure. On the other hand, the Orsay was something to do with goldsmiths, which would indicate a factory. I'll go for railway station.
OK, I thought you were going to say factory for a moment. Judith, is she right?
Yes, she is.
Well done, you are right, Kate. Oh, thank goodness. A bit of a cheer on the bench behind you there. The silent other members of the Paper Roses. Very well done, Kate. That pressure must be enormous. Well, you've got the first one under your belt. It's 1-0 to you. OK. Eggheads, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Can you tell me, CH is the international car index mark of which country? Is it Spain, Sweden or Switzerland?
It's Switzerland.
What does it stand for?
The Helvetic Confederation in French. Confédération Helvétique.
Thank you. CH is the car index mark of Switzerland, as I'm sure you knew, Kate. So that makes it 1-1. Kate, in which year did Karol Józef Wojtyła become Pope John Paul II? In which year? Was it 1968, 1978 or 1988? Karol Yusuf Wojtyła.
1978.
Okay, and what year did he become Pope John Paul II? Saying 1978, yep. Not 68?
No, 78. It was the year of 3 popes.
I like it. Egghead level of knowledge there. 1978 is the right answer. Because we had Pope John Paul I, Pope John Paul II in that year. Yep, it's excellent stuff there, Kate. 2 out of 2. Well done. Okay then, Eggheads. This would be good. If you get this wrong. Used for measuring horses, how many inches are there in a hand?
4.
4, 6 or 8?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. 4.
4, which is the right answer. Okay, it's 2-all, which means now it's getting very, very serious indeed. Kate, Alba is the modern Gaelic name for which country? Is it Scotland, Wales or Ireland? Alba.
No idea. I think Ireland's still known as Ira, as far as I know.
Alba.
I'm still being drawn to Ireland, but I can't say with any certainty at all. I've no idea. But Ireland seems to be more sort of advertising the Gaelic than Scotland or Wales. I'll go for Ireland.
It's the wrong answer, Kate. Sorry.
Oh, never mind.
Trying to will you towards the right one, which is Eggheads?
Scotland.
Yeah.
Is it?
Scotland. I thought you'd ruled Ireland out there when you went for Era. Yeah. Alba's the modern Gaelic name for Scotland, which means your first X, your first blank on the board there, which means it's not necessarily over, Kate. But to win the game, to keep the streak going, to make it 13 on the trot, Eggheads, give me a correct answer to this question. Who received an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor in 2004 for their performance in The Cooler? Was it William H. Macy, Billy Bob Thornton or Alec Baldwin?
Alec Baldwin.
It's got to be, yeah, because Macy's the star,
Yeah.
so it's Baldwin. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it was Alec Baldwin.
Have you seen The Cooler?
I haven't, but I remember seeing an interview with him after he got the nomination.
Yeah. Alec Baldwin, it's the right answer. Kate's, unfortunately, just one mistake as ever has proven to decide the game, as it did in those head-to-heads as well. It's been ever so close. I don't think the end result has shown how close the game was, but it means that the Eggheads have done what comes naturally to them, and their winning streak continues. It goes on and on. I'm afraid you won't be going home with that £13,000, which means that the money, of course, rolls over to our next programme. Eggheads, congratulations, and you know I mean that most sincerely as ever. Can anyone beat you? That's the question. Join us next time to see if the new challengers have the brains to defeat the Eggheads. £14,000 says they can't. Goodbye.
It's nice to actually be on the same side,
Yes.
because we've known one another and been aware of one another for quite a few years. So it's nice to actually be part of the same team.
When we're playing the game, it's multiple choice. What we actually do is put our hand up and then we go 1, 2 or 3, but behind our hands so that nobody can see apart from ourselves. You know, just to check that we are right.
It's the teamwork gelling.
Yes.
Heartbreak for Libby as Darren decides to take off. That's Neighbours coming up.